Rich girl Betty was visiting her in-laws for the first time when she was forced to accept a strange gift. It was a black robe that only allowed her eyes to show. At first she felt proud about it, but soon she noticed something was wrong. All the women in her husband's hometown seemed to dress this way. She asked what would happen if she didn't wear the robe. Her husband told her she would be arrested. Betty thought he was just joking, but then something terrible happened instantly. Just because she didn't follow the rule of only showing her eyes, many armed men suddenly appeared around her. They looked ready to pull the trigger at any moment. Betty panicked completely until her mother-in-law fixed her robe properly. Only then did those men leave with obvious displeasure. Seeing his wife crying from fear, the husband finally came forward to comfort her. But the father-in-law immediately blamed Betty without listening to any explanation. He said she was too thoughtless and that every uncovered hair was like a dagger stabbing their hearts. Betty was terrified and had no idea things could be this serious. However, she didn't know this was just the beginning. At that night's dinner, all the women ate while hidden under their robes. The atmosphere was extremely tense and depressing. The huge cultural differences between the two places made her almost break down again. Back home she could sleep in whenever she wanted and enjoy afternoon tea with friends. But here, she had to wake up before dawn and pray with the whole family. The robe covered her completely, making her feel extremely uncomfortable both physically and mentally. What Betty couldn't accept most was that taking a daily bath here was seen as strange behavior. When the day to return home finally came, Betty showed a little smile for the first time. She and her daughter happily packed their luggage, but her husband stood behind them coldly without saying a word. Then he told Betty a cruel truth. They would not be going back and the family would stay here forever. The husband said he wanted the whole family to live in Iran. Betty couldn't believe what she was hearing. She sent her daughter out of the room and decided to have a serious talk with her husband. Whether it was the living conditions or the religious beliefs, Betty couldn't accept staying here. But no matter how much she argued with her husband, the man was determined to stay. This was the first time Betty had a fierce fight with her husband. She never expected him to slap her hard across the face. The husband angrily said she was now in his country. She was his wife, and she had to obey him. Betty froze on the spot, not understanding why her usually gentle husband had suddenly become so violent.